chaos, storms, and evil. Egyptian mythology is terribly inconsistent from text and evil. In this song, Be Prepared, Scar's lair looks increasingly like hell.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Be prepared. Tenacity spanning decades of denial.
Set soon conspires to kill his brother Osiris in a remote place with no witnesses, just as Scar did. But Set only partially succeeds, because Horus, the son of Osiris, was still alive and fled into hiding. Set merges Upper and Lower Egypt and begins ruling them both, and brings both to failure. Eventually, Horus returns. A great battle ensues where Horus's eye is injured by Set, and alas, Horus defeats him. Some Egyptian texts even claim Set had Osiris. Tomb Raider, starring Angelina Jolie, shown here zooming out from the right eye, is basically the chronicles of a female Indiana Jones. The first Tomb Raider contains the rather overt Illuminati symbolism.
The people of the light built a great city in this crater where they worshipped the triangle for its ability to control time. It gave its possessor a power that could be used for good or great evil. Their abuse of this power led to the destruction of the city. To be sure no man would ever again wield this power, they split the triangle into two pieces and hid them at opposite ends of the earth. For the secret society known as the Illuminati, devious, dangerous men who seek to fulfill an ancient prophecy by reuniting the two halves and attaining the triangle's awesome and terrible powers.
In Hellboy 2, the unstoppable weapon was Sekhmet, the Eye of Ra, who was so dangerous and powerful that control of it was split into three pieces. In Tomb Raider, it's the Triangle of Light, sporting an all-seeing eye, and that was so dangerous and powerful that control of it was split into three pieces. The all-seeing eye, portrayed as a non-sentient ultimate weapon, is quite common. Tomb Raider has female Horus. In legend, Set kills Osiris in a remote place with no witnesses. Like at the end, the final battle of who would rule between Horus and Set, Lara Croft and Manfred Powell race to the top of a pyramid. Like Lion King, Horus is victorious. Conan the Barbarian includes heavy use of eye and serpent symbolism. Conan the Barbarian is about a warrior named Conan, played by the talentless Arnold Schwarzenegger, whose family is killed by a guy named Thulsa Doom. Conan is captured and turned into a hooligan. He's eventually Set Player, which is called Set's Mountain of Power in the movie, and kills him. This story sounds like yet another retelling of Horus versus Set conflict. Set kills Horus's father, Osiris, and Horus spends the rest of his time gaining revenge and reclaiming his throne. Thulsa Doom, played by James Earl Jones, is connected to the Egyptian god Set so often in the film that it's kind of implied that he is Set.
The only snakes I know of are those of Set and those cursed towers. They have spread to every city. 2-3 years ago, it was just another snake cult. Now, everywhere. It is said that they are deceivers. They murder people in the night.
A man who would someday be king by his own hand. One who would crush the snakes of the earth.
Snakes?
2, where Conan arrives with a special charm on his neck and is singled out. In Conan, Set's symbol is two connected serpents facing each other against the sun, whereas in The Man Who Would Be King, it was two connected serpents facing away. Also, a familiar theme unfolds as Conan dies and comes back to life. The general characteristics of the Antichrist in film is as follows. He's mistaken for a god, egocentric and vain, dies or suffers a severe injury. He may have a past life because of having died and come back. A moral failure in a cave, or made stronger in a cave, and goes bad. Very powerful, an excellent warrior. Has identified a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of guy for sure. Can read minds and sense emotions. May find himself working for the bad guy or teaming up with him. At some point, may be underwater, usually thrown in the water, or usually finds himself at a train station, airport, or some other kind of port. May be hunted by two opposing sides. At some point, this character meets a witch doctor, tries to spare the innocent, can see in the dark, has special heritage, half human, half something, etc. sordid past, and popular with women. The main villain may want to rule with him as opposed to killing him. This character's biblical name is the Beast of the Earth. In the Bible, this character enforces the power structure of the Antichrist, and, naturally, is often depicted as coming from below, disdain for life, and is often connected to the sun and all-seeing eye. It's not likely that the Illuminati, who has managed to commandeer the world, are obsessed with fictitious characters and fictitious events born from myth and legend. What's more likely is that they are obsessed with real characters and real events while making us obsessed with their fictional counterparts. And if, after all of this, you still don't believe something very strange and very real is being told, I can't help you. Well, I hope you learned a bit about the movies you watch and maybe even the world around you. And now it's your turn to share with others what you know. Good luck and